The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. Love and work. Work and love, that's all there is. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The ego is not master in its own house. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. The madman is a dreamer awake. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. The mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. The goal of all life is death. One is very crazy when in love. A civilization that leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied and drives them into revolt neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. The only person with whom you have to compare yourself is you in the past. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. When inspiration does not come, I go for a walk. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. I cannot think of any need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. One might compare the relation of the ego to the ID with that between a rider and his horse. Neurotics complain of their illness, but they make the most of it, and when it comes to taking it away from them, they will defend it like a lioness her young. A certain degree of neurosis is of inestimable value as a drive, especially to a psychologist. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. The mind is like an iceberg, it floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. The ego is not master in its own house. The liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there was any civilization. When inspiration does not come, I go for a walk. The more the fruits of knowledge become accessible to men, the more widespread is the decline of religious belief. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. Everywhere I go, I find a poet has been there before me. Anatomy is destiny.